Hello and welcome to the 140k Imperial Guard video, and today guys I have some super exciting news. For those of you that missed it yesterday, Games Workshop finally did it. They announced some new official Imperial Guard models. We are going to be getting brand new plastic sculpts of the Tanith first and only. Now any Guard commander worth his salt knows about the Tanith first and only, but if you're a new player, or maybe you've just not been paying attention to the old Black Library books, the Tanith First and Only are probably the most iconic regiment for the Imperial Guard in the Black Library fluff. They are written. They're a series of books written by Dan Abnett about Commissar Colonel Ibram Gaunt. You know, a guy who's a commissar who got command of a regiment as a gift for being absolutely fantastic in battle, and he is just incredible. And I think there's over a dozen books now. I've not quite finished them all. I've read up to the third omnibus, and it's just fantastic. And they're expert scout troops, and they're so cool. And Games Workshop is going to be releasing models for them now. A couple of things that I want to talk about. Firstly, holy crap! Like, can it be true? Like, we've actually got new Imperial Guard infantry. I mean, I can't put into words how excited I am. I'm almost so excited that it hasn't sunk in. I don't sound excited. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in shock. Like, honestly, guys, if you guys can see the grin on my face right now, probably should have done a face reveal with these bad boys. But if you can see the grin on my face right now, oh my god, it's so exciting. Now, we haven't got all the information yet, and you know what? More information may come out in today's video, because I'm recording this at 5 o'clock today, the 6th of the 5th 2021. These announcements were made yesterday, so we might get more information, but what we know now is that these are going to be released, and that they are not, I repeat again, they are not going to be limited edition. These will be available for sale as per standard. Now that's really interesting, because if they're making them as per standard, the models that you've got here, whilst fantastic and we love them, are a little limited. Okay, firstly, if it's just one box that they release, you're going to end up with a lot of spare Ibram Gaunt Commissar models, firstly. But also, I imagine that they will be fairly monopose. Now, even if that is the case, even if this is the only box that we get, it is fantastic. Okay, we don't get that much love in the Guard community, and when we do, you know, it's just always really appreciated. So to the spy at Games Workshop that seems to monitor this channel, let me just tell you, like, we love it. Give more to us if you can. We really want to see more Guards. So I guarantee you there are thousands of Guard commanders that the moment that you give us a new kit, we're going to go out and buy tens of thousands of it. I myself, if this isn't limited edition, or if it is limited edition, I'm going to try my best to get my hands on 3, maybe 4 boxes of these. If it's not limited edition, I might even go for a full platoon. Go for a recon platoon for the Mordian 50 rifles, and start adding some little Mordian caps on top of these guys. I mean, that's me personally. I'd do that. I've got no issue doing it. Even if they're all a bit monopose, I'll convert them. I'll do what I need to do. So, firstly, they're not monopose. They are monopose, but firstly, they are, according to the stream. Now, admittedly, this has not been confirmed in writing. This was by the guy that did the Warhammer community stream yesterday. They will not be a limited run. They will be going into circulation permanently. Now, right now, this is the only thing that we've got confirmed. But it stands to reason, and if this is all we get, then I'm grateful. I've said that, but taking this to the next logical step, letting all aboard the hype train. I'm going to let the hype train take me away. But I want to be clear, guys, that what I'm saying now is purely speculation and conjecture, okay? I've got no inside track on this. I had no idea this was coming, okay? Normally my sources let me have my ear to the ground, and, you know, I knew new plastic guardsmen were coming. I knew that, but I had no idea it was Tanith First and Only. I've said as much in various videos that I know there's new plastic guardsmen coming, that they were due to be released this summer. I thought, and I'd been told, it was new plastic Death Corps of Krieg. But maybe it was these guys instead. Who knows? But anyway, letting the hype flow over and through me and around me. it makes sense to me that if these guys are going into circulation permanently, that this is a command squad box. Okay? And that there will be a box of regular Tanith to go along with them. Okay, that would be, that's what, if I'm letting the hype train take me, and if that is what Games Workshop, you know, otherwise these would be a limited release, because there's not enough to build an army out of them. And unless they release some special rules for them to be used, it's just a bunch of like random guardsmen. Like, you could incorporate them in your army. Maybe they'll have special rules, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be limited edition, even though they said they won't be. But, you know, we've all been burned by that recently with, for those of you that follow Age of Sigmar, Games Workshop said that the Cursed City was going to be on sale permanently, and then that turned out to be limited release. So, whilst they've said it won't be limited, it could be. It could be. Alright. So just bear in mind. But like I said, this to me really signals that we're looking at a new plastic guardsman box, and that it could be Tanith first and only. Now, that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense. What's one of the biggest problems we've seen with the traditional guard regiments? I love the traditional guard regiments. The channel's called Mordian Glory, for God's sake, for God Emperor's sake. You know, I love traditional guard regiments. But even I can't deny that those various those old school, the Talan, the Mordians, or Valhallans, all of the Katachans, all of them were pretty. They were pretty 80s and 90s like retro tongue-in-cheek silliness. They were pretty wacky. You know, they are pretty wacky. Cool, really cool. But you know, look at those Katachan models. It's an army of Rambo. Okay, and look at, you know, Mordian Guard, Prussians in space, Talan Desert Raiders, you know, Lance of Arabia in space. Okay, you know, Valhalla Ice Warriors, Soviet Union in space. None of that's really IPable. Okay, none of that's really copyrightable. And that's one of the things that Games Workshop has always struggled with the old regiments, with Guard in general, is that they're not really copyrightable. Now, you can definitely say, okay, well, how the hell are the Tanith copyrightable? I think they're meant to be like Celtic in space. Like, yeah, okay, I get that. But they certainly are very IPable because there's a huge series of books about them. Okay, the Games Workshop's got a lot more leeway and leverage about them than they have with, you know, Prussians in space and Soviet Union in space. So, whilst it might not be much more copyrightable, it definitely is easier for them to argue that case if they see people making knockoff models. You know, definitely is easier. There's a lot of unique traits and unique fluff and unique lore that would allow them to do that. And then this leads me on to my next thing. And this really is letting the hype train take me all the way to Hope Town. You know, pure speculation town. But if you look at some of the books and stuff that we're seeing come out of Black Library, they're doing a Volpone, or Volpone, I'm not sure how you say it. In the audiobooks they say Volpone, but I always thought it was Volpone. They're doing a Volpone Blue Bloods book as well. And the Volpone, or Volpone Blue Bloods, were a regiment in the Gaunt's Ghost books. Now, if I was to let the hype train rid me of all reason and just let me take it the whole way, I would say that there's certainly, if Games Workshop, there's certainly an idea that if Games Workshop is going to release new plastic Guardsman kits, then they're going to release the ones that are featured in the Gaunt's Ghost books. I mean, how cool would that be? Because those ones aren't Soviet Union in space. They aren't Lawrence of Arabia in space. The Tanith are the Tanith. Okay, the Tanith First and Only are a unique regiment. The Volpone Blue Bloods are a unique regiment. They're the fancy boys that would replace the Mordians. Okay? And there's a lot of examples of unique regiments. The Fantine Air Corps, the Jantine First, I think they're the heavy infantry, the ones from the first book. There's a lot of examples of very unique regiments with unique descriptions and ways of warfare. And you know, the Vitrian Dragoons. The Vitrian Dragoons. If you don't know what the Vitrian Dragoons are, go and Google it now. Vitrian Dragoons. Okay, and look at the images from the Sabbath Worlds book. If that isn't an IPable bloody guardsman, I don't know what is. That unique glass scale armor, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I would if they released a Victory and Dragoon box, I'd be like, look, I'm sorry guys, the Great Mordian Restoration Project is going on hold. You know, I'm buying up 200 boxes of Dragoons. Or 200 boxes of Jesus Christ. I'm buying up 200 Victory and Dragoons. I'm doing it. Okay. So, who knows? I think if Games Workshop is going to release new Guardsman kits, they aren't going to re-release the old Valhallans, Destroyers, or Lancers. They're not going to release those. Okay? They're from an older era. Games Workshop is always about looking forward, not looking backwards. And I think they would want to draw upon their own fluff, their own IP, things that are really well established. One, so that they can reference it and they've got a huge world. Two, IPable, copyrightable, much easier for them to protect their models, which I have no issue with them doing that at all. You know, they're a company. And three, really importantly, three for them, is anyone that sees a new Gaunt's Ghost, you know, that goes into the Games Workshop and sees the new Guardsman and sees the ghosts, the Tanith First and Only, they're going to go, whoa, these guys look cool. And your local Games Workshop manager can be like, oh yeah, that's Tanith First and Only. If you want to know more about them, here's the 1 billion books that Dan Abnett's written about them. Why don't I throw one of those on top of your pile, little Jimmy? And so there's books that they can point new customers to, and you can read or you can listen to your regiment and the stories about them as you're painting Colm Corbeck, as you're painting Larkin, as you're painting Major Rawn. You can literally read about the specific models you've bought, not just Faceless Guardsman number 92. Now, Faceless Guardsman number 92 can be a really big selling point because you can make them your dudes. And I totally get that. But you can still do that. Okay, you can still do that. But from a new player's perspective, you want to read, you know, from an old beer's perspective, from a long beer perspective, you want to come up with your own headcanon. I've got huge. I could write Gaunt's Ghost series on the Mordian 50th rifles. Obviously not the same skill level as Dan Abnett, but I'm talking that's how much headcanon I've got for my guys. But I've had 20 plus years to come up with that. Some newer player getting into this, he isn't going to want to. He may not have that idea. He may want to read about his guys and get excited about his guys. He wants to read about it. And that's what they could do. They could point to those books. So it gives them more sales avenues, which I'm totally okay with. Fully no issue with Games Workshop trying to make money if they give me new Imperial Guard models. You know, I'll buy all the bloody books again. I've already got all the ones that I've got. Like I said, I've got the first 3 omnibuses. I'll buy them again. Give me an excuse, Games Workshop. I don't care. I'm a fanboy. I'm a whale. Milk me. You know, I don't care. I love this hobby. I've got a whole channel dedicated to it. Give me models. So anyway, it's super hype, guys. It's super duper hype. We don't know anything really more about these at this point. Just that they're just really, really cool, and that yeah, I mean, they definitely. One last thing to mention is the models that you see here look like the Gaunt's Ghosts from the first couple of books. So this isn't really a spoiler, but if you absolutely hate even the minus of spoilers, you might as well sign off now. This is the last point I'm going to make in the video. Okay, so if you're not signed off, you're here for the information. Gaunt in this picture, in the picture we've seen, is featured with a chainsword. Now, he only has his chainsword for the first, 2 3/4 books, and then partway through the 3rd book, he gets a power sword. It's a very special power sword. I'm not going to reveal what it is. I'm trying to limit the spoilers, but it's a very special power sword that he gets. But that's in the first, like I said, that happens partway through the 3rd book, and there's been, God, I don't even know how many, another 12 books since then at least. So it's interesting that they feature him with that. It might just be that they want to have him with his old chainsword, or maybe you'll be able to swap the weapon hand, and you'll be able to have him with the power sword, and you can build your ghosts with the weapons that you want them to be with historically at that time. That'd be interesting. I wonder. The thing is with named characters. I'm going to assume we get some rules for these guys, so that we might be able, because if they don't, I think we'll get like a data sheet for Gaunt's ghosts, and it'll be these guys. Okay. If we don't get, with named characters, they often have the war gear set though. Like Yarick can't change anything, Creed can't change anything, Strachan can't change anything. So I would actually be surprised if they gave him, from a rules point of view, the ability to take the power sword of Hieronymo Sondar, but he might get it. I think it would be cool. It would be a nice nod. But then again, more spoiler alerts. There are characters featured in this box which aren't around forever. So it is definitely an early box, and it might be that they just release these ones because these are the old school. These are the first characters you're going to read about when you read the books. So maybe they've done that, and they've modelled the models so they don't give them away any spoilers. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. I am so mega hyped. Okay, I have an uncomfortable feeling in my trousers looking at these models. What do you guys think we're going to see? Do you think we're going to see more releases, more models? Games Workshop have said, according to Warhammer Fest, their schedule, there's more stuff coming for Warhammer 40k on Friday. And on Tuesday, or Wednesday, whichever day it was, Tuesday, they showed off all the new sisters, and people are assuming they're going to show off all the new orcs on Friday. What if it's not orcs that are coming on Friday? What if it's Guard? What if the next... I mean, I've been told that Guard are not on the horizon. I've been told that a full Guard codex isn't on the horizon. What if Games Workshop has just been so damn... What if they've kept this sealed up tight? Because no one saw this coming. No one. This was a rumour engine, though. This was a rumour engine. If you go back, I think it's McColl's knife, or one of the knives, or Rawn's knife. It's one of them. That was actually a rumour engine. But yeah, I mean, what if we get more Guard models on the second part of the Warhammer 40k reveals? But then they've also got another day, I think it's Saturday, where they're doing loads of other reveals, like a mystery reveal they haven't talked about. What if it's Guard? I don't know. I genuinely don't. I'm just ready. I'm sat in my seat. I'm strapped in. I've got my matchsticks in my eyes. I've got an IV drip in my arm, pumping hype into my veins, whilst I'm being blasted hype propaganda into my eyeballs. And I am on the hype train, going a million miles an hour, and next to me is like Chapter Master Valrak, the hype, and the train conductor is Chapter Master Valrak, the hype lord extraordinaire, and he is like, buckle up, buckaroo, we got Hype Town to get to. That's how hyped I am right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.